Good evening, dear students. Here we are continuing the lesson about the chemical kinetics, rate constant, and the rate of reaction, the rate law, some other things. The last class we studied about the rate of reaction. Regarding the rate of reaction, in this class we start that one, how to draw the graph of rate of reaction, that is plotting the graph of concentration versus the time graph, concentration versus time. So we are drawing a graph of this rate of the reaction. Here is about the two lines are there, x-axis and y-axis. We are plotting the graph concentration of the reactants versus time, concentration of reactants versus time. Here is a concentration in the y-axis and the time on the x-axis. So if we draw the graph of the rate of reaction, we get the graph like this one, because the concentration of the reactant decreases in the rate of reaction, but in the products it increases. So this is for the graph. And here if you draw the line here, we will get a slope here, and here we get that another curve, another slope value. So the same type here, if you draw that one, concentration of the products versus time, we are getting this graph. Here the concentration versus time, here we are getting the graph of the, plotting the graph for the rate of reactions. So just remember this one, correct ನೋಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ಇದು ಹೇಗಿದು ಗ್ರಾಫ್ಸ್ ಬರುತ್ತಂತೇಳಿ. ಎಕ್ಸಾಮಿನೇಷನಲ್ಲಿ ಗ್ರಾಫ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಕೇಳ್ಬೋದು, ಅಥವಾ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಕೇಳಿ ಗ್ರಾಫ್ ಕೇಳ್ಬೋದು, ಅಥವಾ ಐಡೆಂಟಿಫೈ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಕೊಡ್ಬೋದು, ಯಾವ್ದಾದ್ರು ಇರ್ಬೋದು. ಸಿ ಇ ಟಿ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಇದನ್ನು ಹೌ ಡು ದ ಗ್ರಾಫ್, ಐಡೆಂಟಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಗ್ರಾಫ್, ವೆದರ್ ಇಟ್ ಮೇ ಬಿ ಫಾರ್ ದಿ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಫಾರ್ ದಿ products. Then after this we straightly come to that one, the rate of reaction, the factors affecting on the rate of reactions. So we know that rate of reaction, and now it is the factors affecting the rate of reaction. So initially we go for that one, what is rate of reaction. Last chapter ನಾವು ನೋಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ rate of reaction ಏನಂದ್ರೆ. Rate of reaction is equal to change in concentration of the substance, it may be a reactants or maybe a products, per unit time, per time. So what are the different factors affecting on the rate of reaction? Here it is. The first point, concentration of the reactants. The second one, temperature of the reaction. Third one is the catalyst, presence of catalyst. Fourth one, nature of the reactants. The fifth one is exposure of radiations. In exposure of radiations we have to recall the points regarding the haloalkanes we studied in the last chapter. If the haloalkanes exposed to light, they changes the color. So the exposure of the radiations also affect on the rate of reaction, that we already studied in the haloalkanes. The pure haloalkanes are colorless, but when they expose to air, they become impart the color. So then one more content is the law of mass action. This is the most repeating and then the very important concept for the chemical kinetics. Whenever we start the chemical kinetics and the rate of the reaction, we should know this concept, law of mass action. ಈ law of mass action ಅನ್ನೋದು ಕೆಮಿಕಲ್ ಕೈನೆಟಿಕ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದೇ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಕೆಮಿಕಲ್ ಕೈನೆಟಿಕ್ಸ್ ಮೂವ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಆಟಮ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದಾಗ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದ ರೇಟ್ ಆಫ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಬಂದಾಗ, ದೆನ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಗೆಟಿಂಗ್ ದಟ್ ಲಾ ಆಫ್ ಮಾಸ್ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಷನ್. ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಲಾ ಆಫ್ ಮಾಸ್ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಷನ್ ಟೆಲ್ ಅಬೌಟ್? ಹೇಗೆ ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅಟ್ ಎ ಗಿವನ್ ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್, ದ ರೇಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಕೆಮಿಕಲ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಈಸ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಪೋರ್ಷನಲ್ ಟು ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಮೋಲಾರ್ ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟೆಂಟ್ಸ್. ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ರೇಟ್ ಆಫ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಮೋಲಾರ್ ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟೆಂಟ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟಾಗಿ ಪ್ರಪೋರ್ಷನಲ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಇಫ್ ದ ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಷನ್ If the molar concentration increases, the rate of reaction also increases. If the molar concentration decreases, then the rate of reaction decreases. So this is about the law of mass action. It had been given in 1864. So during that time this law had been derived, but later it is focused on the chemical kinetics very clearly. So this is about the law of mass action. How do we go for the law of mass action? On what basis we have to go for law of mass action? Through the reactions. Here is the another one. Law of mass action. Considering a general reaction, concentration of A and the concentration of B, that is the reactants. Then we have taken the coefficients small a and small b. So consider a general reaction, A plus B gives rise to products. In that one, the reactants having the coefficients A and B respectively. So here's an about the reaction is there, A and B, the products, small a and small b are the coefficients. So then rate of reaction is equal to dx by dt is directly proportional to the product of the active masses of the reactants. But the coefficients to be raised their power. In the law of mass actions only this comes. The coefficients of the reactions. Coefficients. Number, ಯಾವುದು number ಬರ್ತದೆ ಮೇಲ್ಗಡೆ concentration power ಮೇಲ್ಗಡೆ ಹೋಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. So here we have taken A, that will goes to power A, and then this will go to power B. So this is law of mass action. Law of mass actions don't go for ಮರಪಿ by heart ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗಬೇಡಿ. In this concept only we can get rate of the reaction, that is dx by dt, is directly proportional to the product of the active masses of the reactants when their coefficients are raised their power respectively. So that's about the law of mass action. Then after the law of mass action we have to go for rate constant. What is the difference between the rate constant? Law of mass action ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತು ನಮಗೆ. Law of mass action ಏನು ಹೇಳುತ್ತಂದರೆ ರೇಟ್ ಆಫ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ನು ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟೆಂಟ್ಸ್ನ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ ಮತ್ತು ಅದರ ಕೋಎಫಿಷಿಯನ್ಸನ್ನು ಅದರ ಮೇಲೆ ಪವರಲ್ಲಿ ರೈಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದ ಕೋಎಫಿಷಿಯನ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ರೈಸ್ ಟು ದರ್ ಪವರ್ಸ್. ಅದರ ರೇಟ್ ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಏನು ಬರುತ್ತೆ? ದ ಸೇಮ್ ಈಕ್ವೇಷನ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಬಿನ್ ಟೇಕನ್ ಹಿಯರ್. dx by dt is equal to k into concentration of product of A and B, the concentration of A and B when they rise to the power A and B. But the concentration of the both A and B should be unity, should be equal to 1. When they are equal to 1, then it is called as a rate constant. dx by dt is equal to concentration of A and concentration B, 1 into 1 is equal to 1. So it's cancelled. So this is called rate constant. A rate constant means by developing the law of mass action, if the concentration terms of are equal to unity, ಎರಡು ಕೂಡ ಏನಾಗಿರಬೇಕು? ಒಂದೇ ಆಗಿರಬೇಕು, ಯೂನಿಟಿ ಆಗಿರಬೇಕು. ಅವಾಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? A ಇಂಟು ಬಿ 1 into 1 ಕ್ಯಾನ್ಸಲ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಕೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಉಳ್ಕೊಳುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ dx by dt is equal to k. This is rate constant. The earlier this is law of mass action, this is rate constant. What is the characteristics of rate constant? ಇದು ನಮಗೆ ಏನೇನು ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಡುತ್ತೆ, ಏನು ಹೇಳುತ್ತೆ ನಮಗೆ? ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಅ ಮೆಜರ್ ಆಫ್ ರೇಟ್ ಆಫ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್. ರೇಟ್ ಆಫ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಮೆಜರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಹೇಳೋದಿದು. ಫಾರ್ ಎ ಗಿವನ್ ಟೆಂಪ್ರೇಚರ್ ಈಚ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಆ್ಯಸ್ ಅ ಡೆಫಿನೆಟ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಆಫ್ ಕೆ. ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದೊಂದು ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ಗೂ ಒಂದೊಂದು ಕೆ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಫಾರ್ ಎ ಗಿವನ್ ಟೆಂಪ್ರೇಚರ್, ಯಾವ ಟೆಂಪ್ರೇಚರ್ ಅದು ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅದರ ಮೇಲೆ ಒಂದು ಕೆ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ರೇಟ್ ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಕೆ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸಸ್ ವಿತ್ ಟೆಂಪ್ರೇಚರ್, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಪೋರ್ಷನಲ್ ಟು ಟೆಂಪ್ರೇಚರ್. Independent of concentration of the reacting species. ಯಾಕೆ? So the concentration term is an unity, is 1. So that's why it is an independent of concentration of reactant species. And the fifth one is units of K are not fixed. Units of K are not fixed. So these are the characteristics of rate constant. So we have completed the two clear concepts, law of mass action with the equation, general equation, and the statement also. General equation ಬರೆದ್ರೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಬರಬೇಕು. You should get the definition by knowing the expression of law of mass action. Very clear. So the next one is, after the law of mass action, then we come to that one, the rate law and rate equation. ರೇಟ್ ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಟೆಂಟ್ಗೂ ಮತ್ತು ರೇಟ್ ಲಾಗೂ ಡಿಫ್ರೆನ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ರೇಟ್ ಈಕ್ವೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಏನು ಡಿಫ್ರೆನ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ? ಜಸ್ಟ್ ವಿ ಕಂಪೇರ್ ದಿಸ್ ಒನ್ ಹಿಯರ್. ಹಿಯರ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ ಅನದರ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ ಈಸ್ ದಟ್ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ರೇಟ್ ಲಾ, ರೇಟ್ ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಟೆಂಟ್, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ರೇಟ್ ಲಾ. ಎರಡನ್ನು ಕಂಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗಿ. ಜಸ್ಟ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಗೆಟಿಂಗ್ ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ದಿಸ್ ಒನ್ ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಕಂಪೇರ್ ಬೋತ್ ದ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್. ಸೊ rate law and rate constant, it is another concept of the chemical kinetics. Rate law or rate equation. Again we consider a one general reaction. ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದಕ್ಕೂ ರೇಟ್ ಲಾ, ರೇಟ್ ಈಕ್ವೇಷನ್ಸ್, ರೇಟ್ ಆಫ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಬರಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು ಜನರಲ್ ಈಕ್ವೇಷನ್ ತೊಗೊಳ್ಳೇಬೇಕು. ಅದರ್ವೈಸ್ ಯು ವೋಂಟ್ ಗೆಟ್ ದ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆರ್ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡಿಂಗ್. ಸೊ A plus B gives us two products. Here's an coefficients as we had taken earlier. dx by dt, this is a rate. Rate of reaction is directly proportional to the product of active masses of the product of the masses of the concentration. But what about the power? We have not taken coefficients. Here is an A and B, but we have not A and B as the coefficient for this one term. So we have taken the power as x and y, because here the concentration is for the experimentally determined rate equations, not the coefficient. But in rate constant, it is different. So rate law and rate equation, it is different. In rate law and rate equation, the concentration term is raised to the variables x and y, because this is for experimentally determined rate equation. We don't know that the concentration of the given reactants. That's why we are saying experimentally determined rate equations. So by removing this one, we are getting the proportionality constant k, dx by dt is equal to k into product of A into B and x and y. So this is the different for that one. Just to consider compare the values, compare that one, rate constant and law of mass action and rate constant. Rate constant and rate law you go, just to compare the values. Here is the powers are raised A and B coefficients, but here raised to x and y. Just to clear about it, here it is raised x and y in rate law and rate equation, but here it is raised to the A and B. So this is about the rate law and the rate equation. Then we come to that one, how do we understand? Go for that one, rate law and rate equation. I think you are clear. Once again go through the clear statement and write it once again by pausing the videos, or after the video just you are switch on and then go for. ಎಲ್ಲ ಆದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ನೀವು ಒಂದ್ಸರಿ ರೀಕಾಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ರೀಕಾಲ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಬರೋದು. Again the next question is, how do we understand the theoretical determination of rate law or rate equations? ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ಇದನ್ನು ಥಿಯರಿಟಿಕಲ್ ನಾವು ಹೇಗೆ ಕಲಿಯೋದು? How do we learn it? So here are some terms out there. By knowing molecularity of a reaction. So we should know the molecularity. How many? The molecularity. Molecularity in the sense how many moles of the substances involving in the reactions. Number of moles involved in that reactions is called molecularity. So we should know the molecularity. Then only we can come to that rate law and then rate equation theoretically. Then we should know the differences between the types of reactions. Here is an elementary reactions and complex reactions. What are meant by elementary reactions? That we later understand. Just I give this one. Elementary reaction, the reactions which takes place in one step. The complex reactions, the reactions takes place more than one step. This is a simple definition for elementary reactions and complex reactions. Just keep in your mind. Later you can understand about the examples. The third point is there. Please listen. How do we understand theoretical determination of rate law? Means by knowing molecularity, by knowing the differences between elementary reactions and complex reactions. For which reactions the molecularity applies? Molecularity applies only for elementary reactions but not for the complex reactions. So then we come to that later. By understanding the mechanism of reaction. Mechanism, how many steps does it takes place? number of steps. So that also comes under that to understand the theoretical value of rate law and the rate equation. The last one is rate determining step. Sorry, rate determining step ಅಂದರೆ ಯಾವ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ಪಲ್ಲಿ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಡಿಟರ್ಮೈನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, that is called the rate determining. The slowest step is called a rate determining step. So it will come later, just to listen about the points. So this is about the rate law and rate equations. Once again I tell you, rate law and rate equation is different from rate constant. Then after this we have to go for the molecularity. So we understand that one. By knowing that molecularity only we can come to know the theoretical value of rate law and rate equation. Then here come to that one. Here is a molecularity of reaction. What is meant by molecularity of reaction? As I just told in simple way, molecularity, number of molecules involved in the reactions, that's very important. So in order to know this, we should know that one of the theory, what is earlier put forward. There was one theory, collision theory. Collision means colliding the particles each other in a substance. So according to collision theory, it has been put forward. It had been put forward in earlier stage. According to collision theory, what molecules are, what type of the constituents are colliding each other? Either the atoms or the ions or the molecules of the reactants must come close together simultaneously and collide with one another. This is the molecularity of the reaction. How that one collision theory defines that molecularity. So in any reactions, either the ions, ಈ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಕೊಲಿಷನ್ ಥಿಯರಿ ಆಗಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ, ಕೊಲಿಷನ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಒಂದೊಂದು ಪಾರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ ಹಿಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದು. ಒಂದು ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸಲ್ಲಿರೋ ಆಟಮ್ಸ್ ಏನು ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, ಎಲ್ಲೋದು ಒಂದು ಹತ್ರ ಬರಬೇಕು ಫಸ್ಟು. ದೆ ಮಸ್ಟ್ ಕಮ್ ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ ಟುಗೆದರ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಏನಾಗಬೇಕು, ಸೈಮಲ್ಟೇನಿಯಸ್ಲಿ and collide with each other. So then only the collision takes place, then the molecularity can be known. So how do we come to know that one? This is the collision theory. But what about the molecularity? It's very clear. Number of reacting species. How many atoms are come close together, which is bring about the reaction. So number of reacting species that must collide simultaneously in order to bring about the reaction. ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ತರಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಆಟಮ್ಸು, ಎಷ್ಟು ಅಯಾನ್ಸು, ಎಷ್ಟು ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ಸು, ಸ್ಪೀಸೀಸ್ ಕಮ್ ಟುಗೆದರ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಕೊಲೈಡ್ ಈಚ್ ಅದರ್ ಟು ಬ್ರಿಂಗ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ದ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್. ಎಷ್ಟು ಆಟಮ್ಸು ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ವಾಲ್ವ್ ಆಯಿತು ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನು ತಿಳಿಸೋದಕ್ಕೆ ನಮಗೆ ಕೊಲಿಷನ್ ಥಿಯರಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೈನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾಯಿದೆ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಅ ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯುಲಾರಿಟಿ. ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಡಿಫೈನ್ ದಟ್ ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯುಲಾರಿಟಿ ಬೈ ದ ಕೊಲಿಷನ್ ಥಿಯರಿ ಓನ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ ಹಾಗಾದರೆ ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯುಲಾರಿಟಿ ಆಫ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಏನು? ಎಕ್ಸಾಮಿನೇಷನಲ್ಲಿ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಫೋಕಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ. ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಸ್ಪೀಸೀಸ್ ದಟ್ ಮಸ್ಟ್ collide simultaneously in order to bring about the chemical reaction. So this is about the molecularity of reaction, examination point of view. Next, after this one, is there any question regarding this one? Just to understand the basic concept of the collision theory and then define the definition of the molecular reaction. Then what are the different types of the molecular reactions out there? As we know that number of the particles come close together and collide simultaneously in order to bring about the reaction. If only one molecule is going to collide together himself or itself, that reaction is called what? Unimolecular reaction, because the molecularity is one. Again, you come to that one here, reactions is there. Only one molecule is there, that is an ammonium nitrate. Ammonium nitrate is going to react itself and the atoms of these each ion collide each other and they form the products. So such reactions are called unimolecular reaction. Just remember, single, molecular, only one molecule is present for the reaction, then molecularity is 1. What is the molecularity of unimolecular reaction? 1. Then come to the bimolecular reactions. In the reactions, the molecularity is 2. Two molecules are collide each other simultaneously to bring about the reaction. That is called bimolecular reaction. Trimolecular, similarly, three molecules, three atoms, three ions come close together and react each other and collide each other simultaneously to bring about the reaction. Here is an example for unimolecular reactions. What are unimolecular reactions? We told that one molecule is 1. Come to that one. Don't compare that number of atoms and the coefficients. So this is about ammonium nitrate, it forms. So molecule is 1. Same type, oxygen difluoride, it is also only one atom, one molecule. So this is a unimolecular reaction example. So remember this example for unimolecular reactions. So this is about the collision theory, the types of molecularity of reaction, types of molecular of reaction. Then we come to that one, the after unimolecular reaction, bimolecular reaction. So here it is a bimolecular reaction. Bimolecular reaction, bi, the name itself shows two molecules, two hydrogen iodide, hydrogen and iodine, two hydrogen and two iodine react together itself and then forms the product, that's called bimolecular reaction. Then come to that one, trimolecular, count that one, two NO molecules and one oxygen, so trimolecular reactions. But here is one condition is there in learning molecularity. Observe that one, the down equations. How do we go for these reactions? Here is one reaction, 2NO plus H2, nitrogen monoxide plus hydrogen. It forms nitrogen and water molecule. But if you count the number of molecules in this one, we are getting 2NO and 2H2, 2 plus 2, 4. Is it possible to form the moleculative reaction? Is it possible? Let us come to another example. 4 HBr plus oxygen. ಇಲ್ಲಿ 4 HBr ಇದೆ, ಒಂದು ಆಕ್ಸಿಜನ್ ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ ಇದೆ. ಎರಡು ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಆದರೆ 4 plus 1 5 ಆಯ್ತು ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯುಲಾರಿಟಿ. Observe here. For this reaction molecularity is 5. For this one it is 4. Is it possible for that molecularity is 5? One more example. 2MnO4 manganese oxide and oxalate 5C2O4 oxalate atom and 16H. Count the number of the molecules, 16 plus 5 and 2. 16 plus 5, 21 plus 2, 23. Is it possible forming the molecularity is 23? 23 molecularity of reaction? No. So molecularity of reaction cannot exceeds 3. It only 3 only, cannot exceeds 3. Why? Because molecularity means number of atoms come close to each other and participate in the collision. They should collide. ಎರಡು collide ಆಗಬೇಕು. Collide. How many atoms should collide? More than 3 species cannot collide each other. So that's about how that one. So when the atoms combined, they should collide each other with one atom or two atom or 3 maximum, but not more than 3. If the more than 3 molecules come, that it may be a complex reaction that takes place in different way of the different steps. So this is about the molecularity of reactions. ಇದಕ್ಕೊಂದೊಂದು ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾಗಿ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, then you will get the molecularity of reaction. Now we come to that one, the another concept of the reaction, elementary reactions and complex reactions. This is a small definition. What are elementary reactions? So the reactions that takes place in one step are called as elementary reactions. The reaction should be in the one step only. More than one step should not be possible. If the reaction takes place in more than one step, that's called complex reactions. Just remember the definition. That's all. Then the mechanism of the reaction means what? Here just go through. Agar mechanism anta hegide ante nodkolli. Here is one reaction. Sorry. detailed description of series of steps to form the complex reaction of the complex reaction. It takes place in different steps. This is called complex reaction. This is called complex reaction. How that one? So here's an example is there. 4 hydrogen, bromide and oxygen. It forms water molecule and bromide. It does not take place in one step. It takes place in 3 steps. Observe here. First HBr reacts with oxygen. It forms HOOBr. It is a slow reaction. The second, same HOOBr reacts with the one more molecule of the HBr, the same one. This is a fast reaction. It forms HOBr. Again HOBr reacts with HBr. It forms the H2 and then Br2. It's a fast reaction. Here 2 reactions are fast and the third one is a slow reaction. The slow reaction is the rate determining step of the complex reaction in the mechanism. So this you should remember how that one, the different steps. The total reaction is like this. 4HBr plus O2 gives us to water molecule and bromine. So this I conclude this video because it's a lengthy. ತುಂಬ ಲೆಂತಿ ಆದರೆ ನೀವು ಓದಲಿಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ. ತುಂಬ ಲಾಂಗ್ ಪ್ರೊಸೆಷನ್ ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಆದರೆ ಕೆಮಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಮೊದಲೇ ನಿದ್ದೆ ಬಂದುಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. ಹಾಗೆ ಓದ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಳ್ತೀರ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಕ್ಲೀನಾಗಿ ಮಲ್ಕೊಂಡಿರ್ತೀರ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ನೀವು ಕೆಮಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಓದಲ್ಲ, ಕೆಮಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿನೇ ನಿಮ್ಮನ್ನು ಓದಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಡೋಂಟ್ ಗೋ ಫಾರ್ ದಟ್ ಒನ್. ಮೊದಲು ಎಷ್ಟು ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಅಷ್ಟನ್ನು ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. Depending upon the concept, I conclude this and we will learn that one. The next one is order of reaction and the difference of order of reaction and molecular of reaction and differences between them. So I conclude. Please go through once again. Just I am going to upload this one. Thank you.